Alright, what's good? I'm not gonna waste your time. G304X is this Logitech's next flagship mouse that's gonna completely revolutionize the way you play games. No, it's not. This is not gonna replace your Super Strike X2 or your Viper V4 Pro or even your Zero mouse blade. This mouse was designed to replace 3 mice and 3 mice only. The G305, the G102, and the G Pro Wide. Now, if you're someone like me that has been begging Logitech for years at this point to make some very much needed changes to one of their best selling budget mice, this is finally that. So if you're a fan of the shape and you want to see if this is the right mouse for you, or if it's even worth upgrading from the G305, G Pro Wide, or G102, stick around for the rest of the video because I'm going to run through everything that they've changed. Alright, so the sensor, we've gone from the Hero 12K in the original G305 to the Hero 25K, which is the same sensor that's used in the G305 Superlight, the G303 Shroud Edition, the G309, the G502, and all the variations of that mouse. And yeah, just a very high performing sensor. In the software, we also have separate DPI values for the X and Y now, which means you can have your up down faster than your left right, or vice versa. This applies to both G-Hub and the onboard memory manager, which is what I prefer using personally.
Wo sind die Wichser? Da hinten. Ach du Scheiße, die Zone kommt auch noch.
Now, one of the biggest changes they've made to this mouse is ditching the AA battery in the G305 altogether. For a 290 mAh lithium battery and USB-C charging in the newer one. This means we don't have to deal with this ridiculous rattling battery cover anymore. The housing is completely sealed, and in terms of structural integrity, it is a lot closer, and I would say maybe even better than the G Pro Wide. With that, the weight has come down substantially from 99 grams with a AA alkaline battery in the G305 to just 56 grams. One of the biggest things with the G305 was the weight distribution. The AA battery used to shift most of that 99 grams towards the back of the mouse, and so every time you picked it up, it would kind of want to lean back like this. But with the new lithium battery, those 56 grams are distributed a lot better, and the mouse is perfectly balanced. I'll put the model numbers up on the screen now for you absolute f***ing spec nerds. But basically, both of these mice are still using Omron mechanical switches. However, the rating has gone up from 10 million clicks on the G305 to 20 million clicks on the G304X. Now, as far as the click feel, the G305 is one of the heavier clicks out of all of the mice that I own. The G Pro, on the other hand, is quite a lot lighter. I used to misclick this mouse a lot when I was playing PUBG back in the day. The G304X, I would say, sits comfortably between the two of them, and I actually really like the way that these feel. Normally, I'd look at getting something like the KL GM 8.0 switches or even the Huano Blue Shell Pink Dots. But yeah, these are good, and I'm probably going to keep it like this for a while. The G305 uses the TTC Silver encoder, which is actually a very popular scroll wheel encoder. In fact, almost every mouse on this table uses that encoder. But Logitech has now moved from that to the KL Black encoder. This is the first mouse I've seen using that encoder, and it actually feels really good. This specific implementation still has that powdery step that the G305 was known for. And yeah, if you told me that this was a TTC Silver, I honestly wouldn't be able to tell the difference. Now, the feet are one place where I feel like Logitech did kind of let this mouse down just a little bit. It's still using the black Teflon skates that was found in the original G305. However, I do have to give Logitech props for not changing the f***ing shape. The G304X has the exact same shape feet as the G305. So you can go right now and buy any aftermarket skates for the G305 and they'll fit on this all the same. So as of right now, the G304X is only available in China. I was able to find a supplier on AliExpress that would ship one to South Africa, but I imagine once this finally gets announced and released to the Western market, the name will probably change to the G305X because that just aligns a lot better with their current naming scheme. And based on what I paid for the mouse, the price is probably going to stay around the same as the original G305. Here in South Africa, I paid 816 Rand for the G304X with about 150 Rand for imports, and the original G305 often goes from 700 to 1000 Rand, so they're definitely in the same ballpark, which does kind of make sense because I think at some point the G304X will replace the G305 entirely, and they kind of need to maintain that same price point or same spot in the market. But yeah, that's pretty much everything I have to say about the mouse for now. Shout out to Logitech for finally giving us a quote-unquote G305 Superlight. It took a while. You guys released some absolute abominations in the meantime when you should have been working on this, but we're here. We did it. LFG. Anyway, I'm out. I'll see you guys in like another 6 months or something.